Hello, Michael here, coming to you to talk about the beautiful game of football. Today, we're going to focus on Zambia, Ivory Coast versus Zambia, because that's the game that was played yesterday. And now, we just want to look at a few things and what the future looks like for Chipolo Polo. But therefore, soccer lovers in Zambia, because the team lost 2-0 straight in the second half. First half, they managed to hold Ivory Coast, but in the second half, they lost two. They conceded two games within a space of 10 minutes in, is it 70 something, and to 85th minute, they conceded two goals. Now, of course, we all know that the tactical approach by Avram Grant, the reading of the game, when to make substitution and when to bring in players who can change the game, is obviously not there, because it has been seen and proved most of the times that he takes too much time to make substitutions, and when he does make those substitutions, there is very little time that any sub coming in can do. So yesterday we lost to Ivory Coast. This is the team that we managed to beat at home 3-0, okay, including most of their stars that played yesterday when they came at Lev Mwanawasa Stadium. But yesterday, it was nothing to write home about. Zambia lost 2-0. Of course, we didn't have our star players like Patson Daka, Fashion Sakala, among others. We know Patson is injured. Fashion Sakala has a standing beef with the coach. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a brief stats about how we fared so far with this current coach, Avram Grant. Avram Grant, looking at the 14 games that he has been in charge for Zambia, he has only managed to win two games, and these two games, one is against Congo Brazzaville. The game was played at Levi Mwanawasa, and the other one is against Malawi, and this is not a competitive game. It's a COSAFA game, okay, like for a regional body called COSAFA. They played against Malawi, and we won that game. Cutters of goals coming from Triple C. Okay, so 2 wins out of 14 games. That's ridiculous. Okay, you can't keep that, a person like that as a coach. The draws that we've gotten is against Cameroon. This was a friendly when we were going to Africa Cup of Nations, okay? And once we got there, then we played against the Congo DR, we got a draw, and then we played against the Tanzania, we also got a draw. So Avram Grant, out of 14 games, has managed to win one competitive match and one which is not competitive, is COSAFA. And he got 3 draws against Cameroon, Congo DR, and Tanzania. Okay, that's all. Out of 14. How do you rate someone like that? Okay, he gives you 3 draws, 2 wins. Okay, we can just say 1 win because only one was competitive. So in terms of how he has fared, I think he's the worst coach that we've ever had as a country in terms of stats. Of course, he claims to be the most experienced. 51 years, I think should be going into 52 years now. Yeah, that's okay, and that's true. He has been there. He's coached some of the biggest clubs. Whether he succeeded or not, whether the stats there were good or bad, that's issue for another day. He managed to coach Chelsea. Okay, he has managed to coach Ghana, which are now very average, probably worse than Zambia. And yeah, so we can just count the number of years and not how successful he has been in those years for me. And this is the man that when he came in, we managed to say, please employ a local person, employ a local coach, okay, a Zambian. And the FA went, no, we want someone who is an expatriate, okay, because they thought the locals have been tried and they have nothing to offer. They've exhausted, like they've tried everyone. That's what they thought. But now look at the stats for the last local coach who was tried with a length on a length period. I don't know if he had a contract by then, Wada, and the current one. Okay, we're talking about 14 games, please. 14 games. You win one game, 3 draws. Okay. And now you go on to pick fights with some of your best players. Okay, how do you keep such a man on a job, honestly? Okay, why has he not been fired? Okay, Okay, on this one, probably we can come to the defense of the FA at the moment. They can't fire him. They're incapable of doing that because of the previous experience that we've had with Sanovic, the former Croatian coach for Zambia. He was unceremoniously removed from his job because he was believed to be AO from his post. Because of that, the FA removed him, they sacked him, and now he went to FIFA, and FIFA looked at his case and believed that no, this man was unceremoniously removed from his job, which was not in the right way. So he won the case and he was compensated, meaning he was paid the whole amount that the FA was ordered to pay the whole amount that this man was supposed to get as coach for Zambia, which amounted to more than $1 million as in dollars. Yep. So the FA, I think they're still trying to figure out how to pay that money. If they don't pay, the money will be taken away from the grant that FIFA gives to all the member nations, okay? All the member countries. That's where that money will be taken and given to Asanovic. So probably they are afraid of that this might happen again, and then they'll be looked at as people don't know what they're doing. But now, as things stand, there was a solution that was suggested that we can get rid of this man without costing the nation, or without going to FIFA, or without paying, or going the route that will be taken against Hasanovic, whereby sit down with him, his salary is about 25,000 US dollars, okay? Negotiate, say, man, we understand that things haven't gone well for you, but we can manage to pay 20,000 USD during the duration of your contract, which I believe comes to an end in December. And now, during that period, what you do is get the difference, which is $5,000. $5,000 is quite a huge amount in Zambia. I think most of the local coaches, the creme de la creme that we have, can accept to work with that, because they are Zambians. Besides, they've done that before, we can say free of charge, because they didn't have a contract there. So pick one of the best happening coaches in Zambia, or the most experienced, qualified, and then give them that 5,000 USD, because 5,000 USD, if you multiply it by 2.8, it will give you, I think, more than 100,000 or plus, okay, in terms of budget. Okay, that's something that one can accept to work with, and then employ that coach and let Avram be like you separate on mutual understanding. Continue paying him the 20,000, okay, and pay the difference of 5,000 USD to the current local coach, who then takes over, because we are playing the qualifiers in September, I think, and November, okay, during the FIFA window period. So this current coach continues, and he brings on the people that have fallen out of favor with Avram Grant, okay, because these are stars that you cannot take away their experience, because they bang in goals week in, week out. They can actually help us. So that suggestion was made, and now it's fallen on the deaf ears, because I believe that the old man knows that the results haven't been forthcoming, and he may not have an issue parting out with the mega 5,000 USD, when he knows that even if he's not there, he will still be getting his 20,000 USD. That decision cannot cost the country anything, because you still pay the same money. The wage bill remains the same. So yeah, that's the only thing that we can do. Even now, we can do that. Even tomorrow, you can sit down with this coach, negotiate, and then on Tuesday, when we face Ivory Coast in Ndola, we have a different coach. Okay, of course, it may not be possible to have FS11 because FS10, because time is short. And yeah, maybe in the future, in November and all those other games remaining, he may show up, and probably we can have different results. Because remember, this Ivory Coast, it's the same players that we beat at Levy. Of course, one has retired, and we have the same stars. So we can still build on that. If we manage to score 3 against them where they didn't score anything, we can still do it, man. So on paper, we have a chance to qualify, but when it comes on the ground, as long as we have Avram Grant in charge as the coach, if he's tenure as the coach is not negotiated, that he parts away with the FA, then we have a problem. We may not go to Africa Cup, we may not go to World Cup, we may not qualify for anything. Because remember, even the Sierra Leone that we are narrating, football has changed. Okay, the team that we have, with all due respect, okay, it's the only team that we have. It's the only player that we have. But if we take the best happening football club in Zambia, in terms of, say for example, Red Arrows, they may struggle to beat them. If anything, they can even lose. So we're not saying this because I think we have anything to do with the national team. No, everyone in Zambia want the national team to do well, but as things stand, we call the truth. We call a spade a spade. We cannot sugarcoat anything. The loss against Ivory Coast was seen. It was seen coming. Anyone who follows football, love football, was seen it coming. Even in Ndola, okay. Unless something miraculous happens, we may not beat Ivory Coast. Trust me, it may not happen. The best result we can get is a draw with the current squad that we have. Okay, that's the truth. With the current coach that we have, the technical know-how, because it's been tested. 14, you win one game, and you expect to beat Ivory Coast, to go to Africa Cup, to do what? Okay, so yeah, I think that's what I think. So the solution lies in there. You can play the video and listen to the solution. Okay, if you watched up to this far, please click on the subscribe button and follow us, because remember, we are also on YouTube. I share things on YouTube that may not be shared on Facebook, so you can also click on in the comment section and see that link to YouTube. You can subscribe and follow us. We appreciate your support, because here we call it the way it is. If it's a spade, it's a spade. It's a shovel, it's a shovel, because we love football. We wish the Chipolopolo boys all the best. Okay, you guys can do it, but I know what I've said is just the way it is. So until then, there could be better times ahead, but until things change, not much change. See you.